everybody know who we are or where we came from. We're recently new to all of this, and that's because Elena came to me for a quantum hypnosis session, and during the session, she was able to connect to her Pleiadian protector, and ever since then, she's able to talk to him live, which is something I haven't seen out there on the internet, and I felt that it was so amazing that we should put something together where people could come and ask questions if they wanted to. So that's why we're here, and that's why we're new, that's why we're growing. So we really appreciate you being here. Also, because all of this is new, Elena now is also able to provide some services as well, some rune readings um, and other things. Like if she does a sound bath on Fridays, so lots of things, you know. So check her website, the Elena Danan at .com, Elena Danan at .com. Okay. So okay, so um, hi Slavka, thank you so much. Hi Vicky. So we are ready, Elena,
Yes.
to talk to Thoran, and I know you had mentioned that he had some things he wanted to mention to us. So before we start with some questions, um, have him go ahead and start.
Yeah. So I'm connected already with him, and I'm going to let him speak through me. May take a few seconds. Good evening.
Hi,
Thoran here
Thoran.
speaking.
How
Hi,
are you?
Elisa. I'm very good. I am better. I
Good.
was very tired, and now I have a new task, and I feel better. This was a very tiring work I have been doing, and I am glad to talk to you today.
And are you able to tell us what you've been working on?
I have been working on the evacuation of the reptilian forces on Terra, from Terra, to the border of the solar system. The evacuation is not over yet. There are still fights going on, and the evacuation is going on as well. We are taking turns with the 3 fleets at the station, not to be tired, not to be exhausted, because it is a hard work. 2 fleets are working at the moment there on Terra to evacuate the prisoners and those who want to join the light. Now, the 3rd fleet, which is mine at the moment, is working on the maintenance of the etheric grid of your planet. You know, this etheric magnetic grid I always tell you about. This is composed of nodes of energy. It is on many levels. On the higher level, which we call the etheric level, but as well the magnetic physical level. These are the same nodes, just vibrating in different frequencies. And I am taking care in my fleet of this. I still have the 15 ship. This is good because it is a good coverage for the surrounding of your planet. Recently, we had problems with some of your, how would I say that? Leaders, commercial leaders, who are putting up a load of nasty, harmful satellites And we do not tolerate this. This is becoming too much. There is an amount of junk around your planet. It is absolutely terrific, horrible. So at the moment we are trying to do some cleanup, and today I was cleaning up, doing some cleanup.
And how do you do cleanup? Do you destroy the debris, or how do you?
We cannot destroy the satellites, we just deactivate them.
Ah, okay.
And we cannot deactivate all of them, so it is by turn. You know, we have to stay discreet.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to look like a bug, as you call it,
Right.
a malfunction.
Yes. Um, okay. So if some of them work, um, does that mean that some of the people will still be affected by them?
Yes. They are not totally in function. They are just preparing something that we are working on for never working, never being activated. Yes, a lot of another tiring work, but more enjoyable. And some persons are happy I am not exposing myself to danger in this work.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I wanted to insist, although I'm very busy, I wanted to insist tonight to talk to you all, to whoever listens, and to whoever wants to pass these messages. So the first thing I would mention is that do not fear. There are a lot of new revelations that are going to come up. These new revelations concerns more dark things that will come up at the surface of the planet, of the truth. Do not fear. This is just a cleanup, a big cleansing. What I want to say as well is that this will be over before a year of your time. Before a year of your time, your planet will be cleansed from all the dark ones. You know, when I speak about the dark ones, you may think I speak of the reptilians, which I do, the Sikars, Nagas, Maitra, and all the rest. These ones will be cast away. The Sikars are lost. Some are turning to the light. This can seem to you a little awkward, but this is part of the messages I wanted to tell you. I've always said not to send light to them, which makes you visible and which is a good way of staying safe. But there is another way when they by themselves come to the light. Some have understood, and it is a wonderful thing, that some of the dark ones evolve and see the light suddenly. They are very sensorial. They feed upon emotions and energies. Fear. They love fear. It is a nectar. It is an addiction. It is something that they love. They nourish themselves from the fear and the pain, which are delightful energies for them. Some of them have unexpectedly encountered compassion. They have tasted love. I know you are going to say this is not me speaking, Thoran, but this is me. I've seen that happening. I have seen that happening. Some of the high ranks of Sikars, not a lot, unfortunately, only 4 of them. They have changed their mind and deserted their empire. So these ones are under our protection. They seek refuge in the underground realms of the Agarthans. There is a place called Telos, and the Telosians are helping them. Now we are going, not my fleet, but the 2 other ones, they are going to rescue them and bring them safely back to where they wish to go. They cannot go back in their home, in their empire. They will be killed.
Wow.
So they are seeking asylum to the Federation, and we accept. So this is the news I wanted to tell you, that the forces of darkness are being cleansed in 2 ways. The first way being killed or expelled, evacuated, and the second way is few of them are turning to the light. This is a message I wanted to say, and it teaches, I think, that when you have an enemy, someone who really hates you, don't wish this person death. Wish him to evolve, to awaken, to turn to the light. May work, but never sending love. Just wish they do it themselves. And these 4 high-rank Sikars have done it themselves. This is good to see, and you know, I was tired of killing. When you kill, you remove a life from the web of the universe. When you are connected to this same universe, you feel it in your being. You feel the disbalance for a fraction of a second. The disbalance of a soul-changing realm. When we destroy a ship, we send it in another density. This is a rule we've been following, not to cause debris in your atmosphere. But then you can feel the disbalance in the universe. So this is a thing I wanted to say to you. And the second thing.
Wow.
Yes. The second thing is that, unfortunately, things are going to get worse in your financial institutions, and the autumn of your northern hemisphere will see a collapse. The month of December will be cold, lost, dark, but there is hope. By the end of this month, with the regrowth of days, you will see new hope. New hope will come because the new systems will be starting to be put in place, thinking about them. And by the summer in the Northern Hemisphere, all will be well. All will be well. So even if everything goes scary, even if everything frightens you, know that this is only temporary. This is a normal thing to happen in period of transition. We are trying our best to make this happening the best, the smoothest as possible. And the third message I wanted to pass is that protect yourself from being affected by the outside in many, many ways. Firstly, the confusion is being spread in your medias. The confusion about who are the light and the dark side. Some political leaders are being showed like evil persons, but they are good. And other ones is the contrary. There are as well a lot of confusion. A lot of confusion in social media. There are persons paid by the dark side to spread confusion, create entities that are imaginaries or fake. There are genuine, good persons working for the light, creating groups of persons with the social medias. Some paid by the dark forces copy the same names and create disturbance. So I want to talk to you about a very delicate subject. Ashtar.
Oh, yeah.
I will never say enough. Ashtar is a title. Different persons have this title. There is one on Jupiter in your solar system. There are many ones. There are many Ashtar. Ashtar means the seat of light. This name has been created by a collective created in the Sirius B star system. You know Sirius that you see in your northern hemisphere.
Yes.
It is a triple star system. One of the 3 stars in one of the planets of this third star. Oh, I wish I would speak myself to you. Elena is not used with English language. I speak better than her. Sirius B is named Ashkira. Ashkira is the place of light because Sirius B is a blue star, magnificent. The collective, the Ashtar collective, is a group of races, different races. You have reptilians, good ones. Not all reptilians are bad. Not all Pleiadians are good. We already had this discussion.
Yes.
Reptilians, gray races which are reptiloids, even if they look different. Those you call insectoids, they are as well a group of grays. Humanoids, few Pleiadians, humanoids from the Sirius system. Not the Humids. The Humids are not part of the Ashtar collective. But you have as well those you call Nordic from Alpha Centauri, from Celos. You have a lot of different races in the Ashtar collective. So Ashtar is a military organization recognized by the Federation, and its structure is intricated into the Galactic Federation of Worlds. We refer to them because they are part of it. It is quite complicated, but this is how it is done. We are an association of different collectives, of different alliances. This is what the Federation is made of. It is a federation. There is not one in power above everybody else. That is a federation. That's what you need to do. So the Ashtar, I will speak about it now. There are many people on your planet paid by the dark side to spread confusion, to give voice to this Ashtar, who becomes a god, who becomes a master in ascension. Ashtar is just a military title. Do not give this person so much spiritual power. He is just an officer, a high officer. This all come because one day a communication had been made by hijacking a television channel. And someone from the Ashtar collective spoke and spread a message of peace, a warning for your people. This officer was called Vrilon. And then the Ashtar name came famous. But do not be fooled. Do not, please, worship any spiritual things with this Ashtar. Follow your heart. See what is right for you. If you need an avatar, if you need this illusion to grow yourself and learn something, so go with it. But I have seen the Ashtar of your solar system. He is a high being of light. Yes, but he is a person. He is not a god. He is very powerful, and he works with his consort. So any Terran woman saying they have a relationship with him, they are crazy. So this is my warning about that. I wish I wanted to say something else. This will come back to me.
Oh, so you guys are forgetful like us humans.
Yes, we are.
That's so
Are you
interesting.
mocking me?
No, I just think it's interesting because you guys are so much alike us that sometimes it takes us by surprise, or at least me, you know. Um, so
Well, me and my kind, there are so many different races. And
right,
you know, among the Pleiadians, we have as well different levels,
right, yeah, yeah,
different densities.
yes, yes.
Yes, I remember now. I was starting my third point by saying, do not be disturbed by the outside. Now, this has another meaning. Everything that happens around you that you hear through your medias, it is good that you hear them. It is good that you spread information, but information has to be around you. It has to be something that bounces on you, that arrives, touches you, and bounces straight away to something else to be spread. Do not drink information because it affects you, especially if this information is loaded with emotions that are sad or shocking. Stay yourselves centered in what you have to do. See yourself like a gemstone, very hard but very crystalline. Anything that comes towards this gemstone bounces off it because the light contained in it is very powerful. The light contained in it radiates from inside outside. Information can be very harmful if you drink it. Do not transmit it, keeping it outside. In your energy field, it has to come and go. That is what information does. It comes and it goes. This is important because it can really disturb you and completely disbalance you. You have a mission here. And all those who listen to me now, they do. They came for a mission. Stay centered in who you are and do not soak in what you are meant to only pass on. This is it.
Thank you, Thorin. Thank you so much. And that really goes to a question that I had for you, because there is so much information out there, and finally the information about Bill Gates is coming out. And quite often all I want to do is share information and tell people the truth. And then I find myself uh, feeding the energy of that of 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 that information, right? So that information is, to me, is negative information. So I can spend my time feeding the energy of passing on this information and watching all these videos about, how the vaccines and are coming and all this stuff, all the negative stuff, or I can spend my time in the light, you know, doing meditations about the new earth and doing good things over here. So, so what I've been doing is I've decided that I'm not going to forward on any more videos of anything that have to do with vaccines or Bill Gates or 5G towers, any of that stuff. is that's what you're saying, right? You're saying like do not spend time on that stuff and spend time on the good stuff.
This is not exactly what I mean. Information has to be passed on.
Okay, so okay, that's the part I wanted to have clear. So
Yes,
yes, pass on the information, but
yes, please.
okay.
But first, before passing on information, be sure that the information is right. That is important. Then, passing on information which is necessary occurs not by taking it in, but by bouncing it upon your body, upon your being. What I want to say, you are not taking emotions. If you feel you're not strong enough to do this, so just before confronting information, gathering information, put yourself put yourself in a state where you are completely shielded with light, that no bad emotion can come through this shield. This is like shielding a ship. No attack can pass through, but we can send attack back. No beam, no destructive beam can reach the ship because there is this field around it. Everything bounces off it. This is what you have to do.
Okay.
Protect yourself first and do not take it in. It is like if you were watching entertainment on your screens. The entertainment that you watch. It is the same thing. It doesn't affect you. Do you understand?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Passing on information is crucial. Passing the right information is even more important.
Okay.
Now I'm open to questions.
Alrighty. So you mentioned something about the Ashtar Collective and the Galactic Federation of Worlds. And so a question that we had was how I don't know if it's different for every race or does every race have its own like government and are they governed by a council? Are they governed by a federation? Like how does that work? How do you all work together and how is each race governed and then how is the whole galactic community governed?
All right. Each race, part of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, has a representative in the council. But each race may be either only part of the Federation, the General Federation, or either part as well of an alliance or a collective. The Federation of Worlds is an association of different alliances and collectives. At the only requirement that we work for the balance of the universe. The Sicard Empire, those you call the Reptilian Empire, is not part of the Federation of Worlds because they work at destructive forces. We have very strict laws which are the respect of life. It is based on respect of life. So any civilization based on the destruction of life are not welcome. Is that replying?
Yes, but as far as, for example, the Pleiadians that live in those 7 stars or in all those in that area, because I know they live in different stars and stuff and planets. So, for example, who governs them?
Each planet has its own government.
Okay.
And there isn't a Pleiadian collective. There are different races. We are one of them. Most of them are from the Lyran colonies, but there
Mm-hmm.
are as well reptilians, which are originated from the Orion reptilian collective, which is again something else, which is not which is not the Sika Empire, but the Orion collective, the Orion reptilian collective. And you do not want to thread with them. They are very bad. They are, oh, I learned this name, thugs.
They're thugs, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Um, okay. So I think that answers our question. And going back to a couple of things that you mentioned before, you said that the northern hemisphere was gonna, go through the bad stuff, and then the good, then it would come back to, being good. What about the southern hemisphere? Anything? What's gonna happen there?
It is the same thing. I just used your time reference because you both girls live in the northern hemisphere of your planet, and many
Okay.
people listening to this broadcast are as well.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is
Yes.
just a reference of seasons and months.
Okay. 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 And then you also mentioned about capturing the um, the bad guys. How do you actually capture them, and how do you take them, away? Do you use handcuffs, or do you do it telepathically, or like how do you
We
do that?
just stun them, beam them, or teleport them. Teleportation is the best. Taking them prisoners.
Where
But
where do they go? Where are they kept prisoners?
there are special ships from the Federation where they're kept in and transported to the boundaries of your solar system. There, it depends. It depends what are the choices. Most of the time, they choose to go back to where they come from because they have family.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them. Some of them prefer to fight, and these ones are, of course, not allowed to fight, and they go to detainment facility, which is out of your solar system as well.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Um, so, you talked about the etheric grid,
Yes,
and there's someone here who channels a Kryon, um, which is the keeper of the magnetic grid. It's a collective. Have you heard of this?
I have heard of this entity,
Uh
which
huh.
is a high guardian, which is assigned to Earth, Terra. We happen to work with him sometimes, but this is not the work we do with this entity. This is an entity of a very high density,
Mm-hmm.
but we do not work all the time with this entity is doing a different work.
Ah, okay. But you do work with him sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay. Okay, because he has talked about the nulls and the nodes, and I know you mentioned the nodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and he mentioned something about that there's ancient knowledge there, not ancient knowledge, but knowledge that we should know, or
the memory, the nodes.
memories. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The
So
nodes
is there,
keep the memory.
yeah, do you know anything about that?
Yes, anything that is created on Terra is recorded in the nodes. You have to think that this magnetic or etheric grid on the higher level is like your etheric body of your bodies. It stores the memories, the energetic memories, and the knowledge. All your emotions are stores, all your memory are stored in your etheric structure. It is the same for your planet. So every node contains a recording of everything that happened linked to this node. So this is why the nodes contain knowledge, because they contain memories.
Mm. Okay. Okay. And why would us connecting to those help us?
You can learn about what happened in this place where the node is linked. You can as well activate energetically your energy field. This is what connecting to a node can do. This is why the nodes have to stay healthy and in good conditions.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
But I do not know how you would connect to an etheric node because they are high above your atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have a clue. All I know is that he mentioned that we need to connect to them to get the information.
You can. We do not work like this.
Are you able to connect to those nodes to get the information?
Oh yes, we can tap in it. We can anchor in them and tap some memories and information. We learn a lot. Yes, we can do that.
Oh, okay.
This is not my work, but some are assigned to study them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Question. What do you know? I have a friend that has kind of these dreams that are premonition dreams, and in it, he saw that the Vatican was on fire, meaning that something was going to happen with the Catholic Church this year.
This
Do you know?
religion is being purged of all the dark. This religion is based on dark forces. Oh, wait, I am not saying the religion, but the institution,
Mm-hmm.
the Catholic institution,
Right.
has been built on profit and power. And our not friends, the reptiloid races, are infiltrated into this institution very high.
Okay.
You can imagine very high. So
Yeah.
all this is being purged.
Okay.
And this is the fire that your
Mm-hmm.
friend may have seen. Fire is purifying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, so I had heard that Pope Francis was a reincarnation of Saint Francis of Assisi, which is a saint. Um, and I'm not really
agree.
sure how I feel about that. So are we saying that they're reptilian all the way to the top then?
You know, well, first, I do not know who you are talking about that is reincarnated in the last Pope. All I can say, this one is under influence of the reptilians, is not one the one before was. He was one.
Right, right. But what about this one?
He is tied by them. He cannot move. He wants
Ah,
to resign. He cannot do anything. He is not a bad person. He is just prisoner. He cannot move. He is under their influence.
hmm, okay. Okay. So and it sounds like that's part of what's being cleansed right now, right? With the when you were saying that you guys are cleaning up and getting rid of everybody and all
Yes,
that.
yes,
Okay.
yes. We
Okay.
are working in associations with some governments. And
Okay. Okay. Um, will Organite help us against the um how much do you know about crystals, Thorn?
I know, I know a little. I have some knowledge. Try me.
Okay. So Organite, what does can that help us against the bad you know, EMF and 5G and
Well,
whatever else?
well, yes, but it has to be properly made. It has been to be properly made with crystalline matter, crystalline substance, not synthetic. If it is synthetic, it just blocks the vibrations. It is not effective. It has to be of glass or crystalline or a natural material found on your planet. If it is synthetic, it is very poorly working.
Okay. So as long as it's natural, it'll work.
Yes, any natural substance. Glass works very well because it is from your sand.
Mm, okay. All right. Um, is there anything we can do to help with the etheric grid, like um, putting some love or 5D energy in crystals and putting them in the ground or anything like that?
Of course, I was meant to tell you this and I've forgotten, and don't laugh. Yes, you can help my work. You can help our work by elevating your vibration and sending it upwards. When you send your high frequency upwards towards your atmosphere, it will at a moment catch the grid and elevate it and work to enforce it. Do you know how to elevate your frequency?
Yeah, there's different ways to do it.
Yes, there are many
Yes,
ways to do it.
yes, yes. Tell us what you're thinking.
What I think is to transform the core of your being. You know, we have techniques as well that are inspired by the Ohorans, which are wise Arcturian masters. We practice it. So we use sound, but the vibration of sound, we create it inside of us, in our head. We hear it inside. We listen to our being of light and we listen to the sound it produces. The sound is the frequency, the sound is a vibration. a pulse per second, and it has a certain sound. You hear it, and you increase its speed, that the sound becomes higher. And increasing its speed, your etheric field and your energy body will increase its frequency, and then it will be higher. Not higher geographically, but higher in pulsation. Then you
Does it
can,
have a certain kind of hertz, a number, a frequency?
no,
Oh, okay.
no, it is just vibrating the highest as you can. You will feel it yourself. If it is too high, there is a level where you know if you go above it, you will feel disconnected, and it is not right. We are all different, and we have to find our own sound and lift it. There are
Okay.
many ways, but this is the way we do.
Okay, so you're saying find a sound that lifts your vibration and use that sound. Is that what you're saying?
Listen to the sound of your own frequency.
Oh, how do you do that?
This is difficult to explain.
Yes.
Anax will explain that to you very well because it is from his people, this technique.
Ah, so we'll have to ask him then.
Ask him. It is just something we feel.
Okay. Yeah,
It
we'll
is
have to ask
easier
him.
for us.
Yeah. Okay. So let me write that down. So about our own frequency. Interesting. Okay. Awesome. Quick question. Are the Hydeans part of the Federation? Hydeans?
Hyadians, yes. Hyadians, they are Lyrans. They are one of the Lyran colonies. Yes. They are
Oh, okay.
brothers and sisters. Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Um, when do you think the war? So when you said everything's going to be okay, um, that means that the war is over, right? Is that what you meant by that?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And so you're saying the war is going to be over after December or of summer of next year?
In a year time, it is summer of next
Of
year.
next year.
You are not in summer at the moment. No, you are nearly in
Almost.
summer. Yes.
Yeah.
Summer solstice north and winter solstice south. This period in a year time.
Ah, okay. Okay. And you mentioned something about how economically there's going to be something that's going to happen with currency. And
Yeah.
so, is there any more detail you can give us? Like, in other words, are we saying that money as we know it won't exist or won't be worth anything and something else will come along? Or,
As things are going, and I repeat, as things are going, you will have a new currency. You will have a new currency,
okay.
which is not the one you have now. And the system will be different because the persons and the organization managing the currency system will be different persons and different institutions. Now you have something extremely corrupted. It is two families who rule your monetary systems, and these are collapsing. They're running away, they're fleeing away, abandoning everything. these families, one of them is linked with royal families on your planet.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very much interlinked. Everything is collapsing, so their hold on your actual monetary system will disintegrate.
Okay.
This is, I repeat, how things are going. Of course, the present can change. Some unexpected event can occur, but this would be really surprising.
Mm-hmm.
As things are going, this is how we predict it.
Okay. Okay. Well, good, because that prediction puts it in people's minds and makes it happen even more. So I welcome that prediction.
Let us welcome it and let us manifest it,
Yes,
because this is the best thing we all have to do.
absolutely. Absolutely. And so I'm going to have uh, a meditation on Monday night, and it's all about this. It's about what is it that we want to manifest in this new earth or in this new way of living. Um,
Say peace.
absolutely, that will definitely be part of that.
Say peace. And secondly, say love. Love to bind you all together in one unity, creating peace. Love is made of respect. Love opens the minds and the hearts. Love enables and gives tools. Love creates peace. So wish the both. You need to federate, all of you. And the only link that can federate you all is love.
Right. Absolutely. That will be fantastic. Okay. Let's see. I know we had talked about, let me see if I got everybody's questions answered. Let me see real quick. They're asking about when's the event, but I thought the event, are we done with the event? I mean, is the coronavirus the event, or is there something else coming?
It is actually occurring, and the event is made of a succession of things. A succession of little events, I can say. It is
Right.
happening now.
Mm-hmm. So it's the virus, it's the monetary change, it's contact.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
everything.
everything together. So we're in the middle of the event right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody was asking about if you could speak to the seventh plane.
The seventh plane.
Plane. Yeah.
Density, you mean?
Yes, I think so. I think that's what they mean.
Yes, we can. Not me, but our people. Some of our people can, yes.
Okay. So those are the light beings, right? The
Yes,
Pleiadians that are in the light bodies.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have different grades and different evolution, different densities. You know, our four colonies have ended up on different planets, and regarding to the different conditions on these four planets, the spiritual evolution has been much easier on some planets than others. We have taken different paths, and those we call the light beings are amazing persons. They are still what we call Pleiadians, but As all of us, they are a more evolved stage of Lyran race. These ones, the light ones, dwell in the 7th and the 8th densities, mostly in the 7th. They come sometimes, I see them. They are part of the Federation, of course.
Okay. So is the difference mainly the fact that they have a light body?
They do not have a physical body of flesh, as I do, for instance. They are not inside of a vessel. They are just them.
Mm-hmm. So they're the spiritual body, basically, without a.
Yes, you can call it like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Um, so how do we know that we're living in 5D? Like we talk about ascension and going from 3D to 5D. How do we know, for example, that we are in 5D compared to 3D, right? Because I imagine we as humans, those of us that are ascending, we're kind of like sometimes we're in 3D, sometimes we're in 5D, then we go back to 3D. Like, how do we know we're in the 5D?
You are in transition, and when you are totally, completely in 5D, you do not feel anymore the bad emotions. You're not affected anymore by pain, suffering. These are emotions linked with the 3rd density. You can be sad, but not the same sad. It is not the sad that affects you. You as well have access to a higher knowledge. You see things, you understand them, and you know. I would have difficulty to express this difference. It is a feel. You feel you are above the matrix. You feel it. It is a feeling. Write this question for Anax.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wish one day we meet on the same plane of existence, that I can speak directly. It is easier. I struggle to speak through her. We do not have the same, I would say, physiology, and it is difficult to use her mouth to
Mm,
speak.
yeah, I'm sure
I
it's not
speak
a
faster. She knows.
okay. Well, you gotta have some patience there, Thorin. Have some patience.
That is why I am not an elder of light yet. I express impatience, anger, despite sadness.
We're all growing together.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Chemtrails. When do you think we're gonna stop seeing chemtrails?
When all this system will be ended,
Okay.
they will try to do some again after you are liberated from this quarantine. But this will not be for long. It is ending. I do not know when. You know, it has been so long I am working for the Federation. the simple thing that I didn't go up in the grades is because I always want to speak by action. If it was me, I would destroy these planes who pollute your planet. I would destroy all the harmful satellites. But of course, this is not possible.
Hmm.
Impatience.
But you had said that you are able to neutralize those chemtrails.
Yes, but there is
Yeah.
satisfaction in destroying them.
I get that. I understand that for sure. Um, all right. Well, we are at 10:06, and I know that it gets very late for Elena. So,
Oh, yes.
any questions that we didn't answer, please hold them for next week, and um, and we'll get some answers next week. So, we are going to go ahead and say thank you so much, Thoran, uh, for all the information you always provide us, for taking the time out of your busy day to spend with us and to help us be better light workers and be more informed.
The pleasure is mine, and I really wanted to do this tonight. And maybe next time it will be an axe. And I wish you all a peaceful night or day, and be proud of who you are, and all will be
Yes.
well.
Thank you so much, Thoran.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You back?
Yeah. It's still,
Awesome.
oh, it's still connected, but out of me.
Okay. So, and did you want to say anything before we say goodbye?
Um, well, that I am very, I feel very privileged to be able to do that for you all, and
And we're so very thankful.
I am thankful too, and I'm thankful for to Elisa for because without her, maybe that would have never happened. So that's talk to you next week,
Yes.
and with Anax, that would be nice. He
Yes.
has a great energy.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.